Hello, dear friends. At last, there is a glimpse of what was already expected, which is the regulation of the cryptocurrency market. It's not wise to make moves until the rules of the game are known. Or, to put it another way, it's not advisable to make moves in times of crisis. Opinion piece. Europe regulates cryptocurrencies. New MiCA regulation of crypto assets. MiCA stands for Markets in Crypto Assets. Regulation proposed by the European Union. It's a very complex 168-page regulation. It doesn't apply to digital currencies issued by states. It does apply to utility tokens and payment tokens. No person or entity will be able to control the technology of cryptocurrencies. Existing stable coins must apply for authorization from the authorities. Those affected will not have recourse to the authorities in the event of fraud, attack, or loss. Gold surpasses the $1,800 an ounce mark as the dollar continues to fall. 1,500 companies worldwide hit by a ransomware attack. 23 US senators call for student loan forgiveness. US left Bagram airfield, saying nothing to Afghan officials. Let's start. The European Commission's proposed regulation on crypto-assets markets, called MiCA, is passing its first readings in the Council and the European Parliament. This regulation will apply to cryptocurrency issuers and crypto-asset service providers that are not considered financial instrument or structured deposits. It's very complex 168-page regulation that requires a very thorough analysis. In September 2020, the European Commission made public a proposal for the regulation of the crypto assets market known as MiCA, which means Markets in Crypto Assets. The aim of this proposal is to establish a regulatory framework to create a secure environment that benefits consumers and investors. The MiCA proposal represents a major step towards the mass adoption of crypto assets in the European Union. It will reduce the risks of trading digital currencies and create a more stable and secure environment for both the consumer and financial service providers. Definition. Crypto asset markets, MiCA, are a proposed regulation in the EU legislation. It aims to help streamline distributed ledger technology and the regulation of virtual assets in the European Union, while protecting users and investors. The full name of the September 24th, 2020 proposal is, in quotes, the proposal for a regulation of the European Parliament and of the Council on crypto asset markets and amending Directive 2019-1937, 2020 593 final. This in quotes. MiCA is part of a digital finance package that aims to transform the European economy in the coming decades. MiCA provides legal certainty around crypto assets, cryptocurrencies, security tokens, and stable coins. It is similar to Europe's Markets in Financial Instrument Directive, which is a legal framework for security markets, investment intermediaries, and trading venues. Draft. The draft regulation on markets in crypto assets, MiCA, covers all types of cryptocurrencies, including those that were so far left out of other European rules on financial markets. In addition, it provides requirements for so-called stablecoins, which are those whose value is linked to another asset, such as an official currency or a commodity. The MiCA regulation is part of the EU's project to create a digital single market in order to drive the digital revolution and financial innovation, and is one of the fundamental pillars for achieving this goal. The proposed regulation aims to put an end to a situation of legal uncertainty that could stifle innovation and competition between European Union countries and lead to regulatory arbitrage. Objectives. The objective of the MiCA regulation is to ensure that the regulatory framework for financial services in the European Union is conducive to innovation and doesn't pose obstacles to the application of new technologies. The proposal itself states that to date existing cryptoassets pose no threat to European financial stability, but this will change with the advent of global stable cryptocurrencies that will incorporate features to stabilize their value. The main objective of the proposed regulation is to unify criteria so that the cryptoassets market is regulated in a uniform and homogeneous manner in all EU states. This aspect will allow, for example, a company operating in Spain to provide its services in Germany without having to comply with additional requirements, which will highlight the cross-border nature of this type of market and will allow crypto companies to export their services. This regulation will be part of the European Union's digital finance strategy and is likely to have a significant impact on the functioning of the global cryptocurrency market. This regulation does not apply to blockchain technologies or digital currencies issued by states and regulated by central banks, but it does apply to all cryptocurrencies that not qualify as financial instruments, including utility tokens and payment tokens. The distributed decentralized accounting technology underlying cryptocurrencies means that no single person or entity can control or compromise them. This is precisely the main attraction of cryptocurrencies in terms of open, democratic and decentralized monetary exchange and governance. However, this decentralization also means that cryptocurrency holders will not have recourse to the authorities in case of fraud, cyber attack, or accidental loss of funds. In any case, the regulation subjects cryptocurrency exchanges to consumer protection rules, but doesn't require them to take out insurance in case of an accidental loss. Stable coins. The goal of stable currencies is to overcome the volatility of cryptocurrency prices, which stems from the fact that there is no robust mechanism to determine their value in the real world. But this also means that they are not expected to increase in value over time as cryptocurrencies do, but also stable currencies become a haven against instability that will be able to be entered or exited. When this regulation comes into force, existing stable coins will have to apply for authorization from the regulatory authorities to be traded in the European Union. Therefore, this regulation will make it difficult for more small investors to enter the market for low-budget projects seeking to evade legal and financial requirements. The regulation obliges crypto projects to issue a white paper and submit it to the regulatory authorities. The countries most are least prepared for cryptocurrencies. A new study prepared by experts in the cryptocurrency sector specifies which countries and territories on the planet are currently most prepared to assume a wide use of cryptocurrencies: the US, Cyprus, Singapore, Hong Kong, and the United Kingdom. The least prepared are Greenland, New Caledonia, Saudi Arabia, Nauru, and Uruguay. Gold remains strong. Gold rises above $1,800 an ounce, mark as dollar falls. Gold climbed above the psychological $1,800 an ounce level on Tuesday to hit a 3-week high as a retreat in the dollar-lifted demand for bullion, while investors awaited minutes from the Federal Reserve's June meeting to clarify monetary policy. Gold futures rose on Tuesday, closing near a 3-week high amid reports that bullion buying demand was gaining strength, particularly among central banks. A fall in government bond yields as prices rose also boosted gold contracts. The uptrend in the precious metal, in fact, was enough to help it crystallize a longer-term bullish chart pattern known as Golden Cross. Excuse me. 1,500 companies hit by ransomware attack. Between 800 and 1,500 companies worldwide have been affected by a ransomware attack centered on U.S. information technology company Kaseya, its chief executive said Monday. 23 senators called for student loan forgiveness. A group of 23 leading Democratic senators is pushing the Department of Education to expand and reform existing student debt forgiveness programs to make relief available to more debtors. In quotes, "We encourage the department to implement policies that reduce disparities in student debt burdens, simplify loan repayment, close loopholes in forgiveness programs, and improve borrowers' overall confidence in the federal student loan system," the letter to Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said. Panama runs out of money to pay pensions starting in 2025. A problem that is repeated throughout Ibero-America has one of its most serious expressions in Panama, where authorities acknowledge that the funds for pensions will run out in the next 4 years. Living to be 130 years old, an increasingly less far-fetched idea. Life expectancy in the world is reaching unprecedented levels. By the end of the century, it is estimated that people will live to be over 125 years old. Asia. China tech crackdown drives fall in Didi Global. Shares of Didi Global Inc. fell as much as 25% in early trading on Tuesday in the first session since China regulators ordered the companies up to the list days later its $4.4 billion listing on the New York Stock Exchange. Narendra Modi congratulates Dalai Lama. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has let the world know that he called Tibet's spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, Geshe Kelsang Gyatso, to wish him a happy 86th birthday, regardless of any possible disapproval from China. Beijing regards the Dalai Lama, who has lived in exile in northern India for more than 6 decades as a dangerous separatist and disapproves of any engagement with him. US troops left Bagram airfield in the middle of the night without telling the Afghans. US troops left Bagram airfield, the main US military base in Afghanistan, which they had occupied for nearly 20 years, cutting off electricity and slipping away into the night. The new Afghan commander of the base was reportedly not notified of the Americans' departure, not noting their departure hours later, which allowed local looters to loot parts of the air base. The airfield also includes a prison with about 5,000 inmates, many of them allegedly Taliban. A cockroach robot that can withstand a stomp is created. The mechanism is equipped with gas sensors and is designed to participate in search and rescue operations. Engineers at the University of California at Berkeley used the same principle that helps insects stay on vertical surfaces, called electrostatic adhesion, to create a small cockroach robot. The mechanism is fast and agile enough to cross any terrain, according to a statement from the institution. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.